Okay, so today I want to talk about something that's very interesting, or at least I find it very interesting anyways. And it's obviously, as you can see by the title, road fans invading at any team's arena. You know, the home team, we see a lot of times, especially me as a Sens fan, I see a lot of times every time, like Toronto, Montreal come to town, even Boston, the Sens get a lot of road fans. And a normal year, of course, and you're probably thinking, oh, well, Uthio, what a weird time to discuss, traveling fans when, we're not really allowed to do anything and no fans are allowed at games in Canada, as of right now anyways. And at least in the States, they have some fans coming around, but I'm talking about in a normal year where we got full capacity everywhere. And we got how many road fans coming into any given arena. Also going to discuss the teams that get invaded the worst and some of the ones that they sell out pretty good with their own fans. They don't get too many road fans. So teams that really get taken to task when it comes to road fans invading their arenas would be definitely the Ottawa Senators, the Buffalo Sabres, the Arizona Coyotes, the Florida Panthers. The Lightning, not too bad. I mean, a lot of people go down to Florida because, it's obviously great tourism there. And, a lot of road fans also in Anaheim, I find. Not so much San Jose. LA gets some road fans, decent contingent of them. I find Vancouver gets a lot of road fans too sometimes. Let me know if you're a Canucks fan in the comments down below what you think of that. Another interesting thing too is where are all these fans coming from? Like when Ottawa plays Toronto in Ottawa, it's literally like a home game for the Leafs. It's not even 50-50. It just seems to be getting worse, and understandably so the last few years as Sens fans have not been as enthused about their team these last 4 years up until around now where they're starting to finally turn the corner. But before that, these last number of years, there hasn't really been much to cheer about as Sens fans. And, the Leaf fans, obviously, they have a lot to cheer about with how good their team's been for the last few years now. When they go to Ottawa, it's like, let's say, 18,000, 19,000. They usually sell out those games. It's like 16,000 Leaf fans and 2,000 or 3,000 Sens fans probably. And I'm not exaggerating that at all. I think that's a very fair assessment. It's obviously hard to know for sure how many fans of each fan base are in the arena at any given time. But that's just my fair assessment anyways. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that as well. Buffalo gets invaded by Toronto not quite just as bad. I'd say they're a little bit better than Ottawa. They have a few more of their own fans in there when the Leafs come to town. They get a lot of Montreal fans too. Ottawa, same deal when Montreal comes to town. Like 16,000 Hab fans, 15, 16,000, 2,000-3,000 Sens fans. When Boston comes to town, there's more Sens fans than Bruins fans. And, there's maybe a few thousand Bruins fans, so it's nowhere near as bad as when Montreal comes to town. And I find the Sens don't have a lot of fans on the road. Like when they go to Boston, I almost never see any Ottawa sweaters in the crowd. When they go to Toronto, I see a few Ottawa sweaters there. When they go to Buffalo, I see a few Ottawa sweaters there. When they go to Montreal, surprisingly, I actually don't really see any Ottawa sweaters there, especially the last few years. I found there used to be more Sens fans at the Bell Center in the past, whereas now there isn't. So I don't know if that's just a product of the team being bad or not. And keep in mind, I am talking about the last few years when we could have fans in the arena. So obviously this year's totally irrelevant as far as this discussion goes. For Ottawa, what would they do in a playoff series against Toronto? Let's say it's a normal year. We got fans back. They're allowed to come into the building, full capacity. Everything's normal again. So they're playing the Leafs in the playoffs, let's say. Would every game be like home ice for Toronto, except for the fact that the Leafs wouldn't get last change, obviously, because that's something you don't get on the road. But as far as the fans go and the crowd and the atmosphere, every game would literally be like a home game for the Leafs. And that's got to be concerning if you're Eugene Melnyk and the Ottawa Senators. I mean, you look at that and you say, hey, we don't have a lot of fan support here. And I know the building is where it is, but like I've said before, if Leaf fans can drive 4.5 hours to Ottawa to fill out that arena, Sens fans can drive 20 to 30 minutes to fill out that arena. And it's really not as bad. I've been there before. I've driven there on game days. And it's not that bad at all. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating getting stuck in traffic or whatever, but I believe if the fans are really passionate and you got the money to pay the prices to go to games, hey, why don't you go sell it out and, you know, maybe sit in a seat that a Leaf fan would probably be sitting in if you weren't going there, especially in the playoffs, because you don't want a scenario even where it's like half and half in the playoffs. And you know for darn sure that if Ottawa was playing in Toronto in the playoffs, there would not be that many Sens fans at all. There would probably be hardly any. You probably wouldn't even be able to hear them cheering at all. That's how quiet it would be. When there's no fans of the opposing team in the arena, you can hear the guest team banging on the boards, congratulating their teammate who scored. So that's kind of the sounds that would be going on for the Sens in Toronto. And for Ottawa, I mean, they had a playoff series a few years ago against Montreal, but this was back when I found Sens fans filled out the arena a lot better. And there were a lot of Montreal fans there still, probably at least 6,000 plus or so, maybe even half and half. And that's a little too much for my liking, especially in playoffs when home ice advantage does really matter. If Ottawa even had a better season ticket base, I think they could cut down on the amount of road fans. I find even like there's a lot of they don't really invade, this fan base doesn't, but a lot of Vegas fans I find in the last couple of years, and I'm gonna call them ship jumpers because I personally think there's probably Sens fans who saw, our franchise has no hope here, let's go jump ship, become Vegas Golden Knights fans, because come on, I don't think Vegas fans are traveling like how many hours it takes to fly from Vegas to Ottawa, paying those type of prices. Maybe there is a few, but I think most of them are people that live in the Ottawa area that are coming to the game. I remember Vegas's first ever meeting in Ottawa. There was like no Vegas fans at all, hardly. Next year, after Vegas went to the Cup Finals, they had a few fans in there. You could hear them cheering. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it's people who jumped on the Vegas Golden Knights bandwagon. Getting back to the Sens having a better season ticket base, they could do things in the playoffs like, you have Vegas, for example, the aforementioned Golden Knights. You have a thing called the Knights Vow, where you can get, discounted prices on your season tickets if you're a season ticket holder. If you don't sell your tickets because they want to preserve home ice advantage, you don't want to have a bunch of road fans there in the playoffs. In Vegas, I don't agree with what they do in the regular season. Like, you're only allowed to sell so many amount of times. For me, Sens fans, yeah, they can sell however many times they want if you're a season ticket holder in the playoff or in the regular season. In the playoffs, though, I'd like for them to have a good amount of season ticket holders so that they can, hold on to it, do something like that. Because if you play something like Toronto or Montreal in a series, you got to preserve that home ice advantage because they're going to have their home ice advantage. And you're going to have 10,000 Leaf fans shouting and screaming, chanting, "Go Leafs, go." Same deal Montreal. They come over, they'll have 10,000 screaming Hab fans chanting, "Go Habs, go." You can't have that. Got to preserve home ice advantage. I don't think enough people give home ice advantage credit, not just because of last change, but when there is fans on a normal year, boy, does it ever make a difference, the atmosphere your fans can bring. And it can really help the home team trudge on, even if they're feeling tired, get that extra goal or whatever, give them that extra oomph to keep going. And for the road team, it makes it a little bit intimidating for them, let's be honest. So let me know what all of you think in the comment section below. And also I'd like to know too, have any of you ever been like a road fan cheering on the Sens especially, or any road fan, let's say, for any team, I'd like to hear. But especially Sens fans, I'd like to hear what you have to say. I've been a road fan one time. It was in Buffalo back in February of 2015. The Sens won that game, a 2-1 nail-biter over a then AHL Buffalo team. You guys know the year I'm talking about, 14-15. The Mick Eichel tank job that Buffalo tried to do. So Sabres fans, they were pretty friendly towards me, even though I was wearing my Ottawa gear. And they were pretty good about it for the most part. But let me know all that and more in the comment section below about this topic here as well. Please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.